Yes. So, brothers and sisters, thank you very much for coming in this large number. Jeffrey, just turn off the microphone if you can, because it is clicking. Okay. Thank you very much. This is one of the last in a series of workshops and webinars which I'm giving for some time. The first one was very long, about lucid dreaming. The second was about scrying technique, while this one is reserved for for me, the best technique for achieving what we are calling out-of-body experience or awake astral projection. Now, whatever I will talk from my personal experience. I will try to get off from theory about silver cords, higher planes, astral realms, and everything we can talk about later once you achieve what we are calling transformation into the body of the light. To realize what is astral projection, we need to divide out-of-body experience into the three main parts. Like water, it has three aggregate states: fluid, gas, and ice. It is the same with out-of-body experience. People are struggling and fight each other, trying to prove or disapprove that is this something objective? Is this something subjective? Are you going out anywhere, or are you all time inside of your body? Dividing this answer to this question will show you different approach. You have lucid dreaming, where you are obviously in a dream, but that dream can be much wider than you can ever guess. Then you will have scrying, which is something like between awake and non-awake state. It is very important to realize that scrying it's exclusively and always are doing with the opening eyes, not with the closed, which is the reason of so much failures in scrying. And the third part, for me, it's much more interesting for experimentation, because you are not depending on perfect solution and perfect timing as lucid dreaming, which is of course reserved while you are dreaming, and scrying, where you need to get into the trance so you can project the pictures from your mind into the retina of the eyes, which is in fact the same mechanism you get in the dream. The third part is a bit tricky. You need to see from the eyes, which is not your physical eyes, and to watch your body from a place while you are watching that body who's watching you. It is like, the tricks for the children doing two things in the same time. It is not about intelligence. Quite the contrary. Intelligence people cannot do a lot of things. It is circus, mind trick. So you can jungle, like in circus, a lots of ball, but keeping your attention not on either of them. Because if you put attention either to one ball, all other will fall. There is a trick which this workshop it's made of. Don't ask me how I discover these things, because I lose so much time following books and instructions about doing the rituals, washing yourself with the moon water, not masturbating days, but leave that. It is not to do anything with the magic. like everything what we are doing in magic. This is all natural, simple things which our mind tend to complicate. Like everything what we are doing in our life. With the loved ones, with our emotions, with money problem. Everything it's much more simpler than we are make in our lives for that. So I will just speak about my idea how this workshop will be. I never do that from paper nor with plan. I'm just talking. Sometimes it will take more time, sometimes less. Just take my sorry, because my English is not my maternal language. I started to speak English recently. So when I start to speak about some abstract ideas and techniques, sometimes I struggle to find, even in my language, it is a problem, and then you need to translate. But you will see, I think I will manage to do all that. I think 4 or 5 hours will be enough for me to talk about everything. Of course, by the end of this workshop, I would like to hear your struggles, your problems, your ideas. Maybe you are doing this in some other form. I will gladly listen to you and try to give my explanation. I am not guru, I am not teacher, I am just a brother who will share with you his secrets. That's the point of family. Together, when we are caught in criminal act, if either of us fall, we are all falling. So I will keep my mouth shut and you will keep that, helping me. And this kind of partnership in occult world is something which we really, really need. Now I'm not so much young as some times ago when I was young and starting to travel all around the world. I became the regular Mason in Freemason Lodge, in Templar Society. And all I can see was jealousy. Usually jealousy, negative projection, bullshitting story, and lie. Yes, we are helping each other in social way, but when it comes to spiritual, it is like you took my girl and I want you to kill him, you and her, because you are stealing my love. And this is some projection which I hate so much in occult world. We should be spiritual, sharing experience, not building bridges between ourselves. And I was amazed when I was young how less when I talk to all, even now, best people in writing society about astral projection, no matter how books are good, when I speak with them personally and with the phone, in that time we didn't have internet, I wrote a lot of regular posts, people start to be very, very reserved. And I always wanted to change that. So whatever I speak and whatever I say, I will speak from my perception and subjectively point of my truth. That doesn't mean it will be produced in the same manner and in the same labor in your life. Maybe something will work, maybe something will not work. But I want you to try. The worst book about the occult is the book which is not to read 100 times. When you see perfect books with brand new paper, very, very decently arranged, that show that something is not good. When you see books scrapped and filthy and everything from the usage, this is good. So please try this. Don't let this just be happening. We talk, And when we need to do rituals, do magic, then let it be in a fairy tale part of our reality. Tomorrow. Tomorrow it's the biggest excuse and the biggest agent of failure in our occult life. Don't let tomorrow deceives you. Now, for the beginning, I will start with my beginning, with my childhood. I have luck, which it's not so blessing in my way, but most people say, yeah, you're lucky. I had lucid dream from all as I can remember for myself. Maybe in a month, I have maybe only 1 or 2 normal sleep when I can dream, and when I dream that I'm not Dushan. Regular dream, a refreshing dream. You will see later, lucid dreaming is a very annoying, you will feel very tired after it, and it will draw a lot of your mind energy. We will talk about the theory of dream later once we reach that point. And in the level of low school, I think 10, 11 years old, I start to think that there is some problem in my health because I started to experience sleep paralysis. I start to experience dream inside of a dream, which was horrible when you are experience it without knowing that it is a part of spiritual quest. I really thought that I have some problem. I have asthma. Later I develop diabetes because all of my father's ancestry have diabetes. And I thought that it is some part of some physical, I don't know, miscarriage in my physical and psychological life. So I have a talk with psychology in my lower school, people who are not professionals. And when I talk about my horrible buzzing sound and how I can be in a lucid dream and circling around, always have this kind of shadow appearance which haunts me and which helped me to develop all this method. I will talk about it later. Reply for psychology, it's a part of you growing up. It is your fantasy. And the fuck, it's not my fantasy. My body, it's buzzing of electricity and I'm watching my body from the ceiling. It's not growing up because I'm growing out of my body. No. Just be patient and everything will be okay. And thanks to God, it was not okay. It started to get worse. More and more time spending in what we are calling sleep paralysis make me discover a tricks. Now, the trick and cheat, it's what I called all things in spiritual life. Because, let's be honest, magic don't work. And you know that. You want to work. Sometimes not. But whatever we do, the more we do, the further we are from attainment. Now, sometimes you will get an idea about some spiritual thing in a bliss of a moment. When you try to sit in asana, when you have some idea about the posture, when you do outside or in a job, your body will get excellent attainment. But when you start to repeat that, after you come to home, when you turn on the music, put the incense sticks, and when you sit in asana, everything starts to fall off. You will start to scratch yourself. Your mind will start to buzz off. Telephone will start to be all time turning on. Some neighbor will start to knocking on the door. like this destiny want you to fail once you realize the good thing. Now, I don't want to talk about what is the essence of that. Of course, it is our own neurosis. But the moment you started to work the ritual and planning to work a ritual, it's not the same thing. When you have sex with your loved one, totally without any plan, just go and fuck, everything is good. But when you are talking about the evening fuck, when you start to plan, everything starts to ruin. And you start to ask yourself, what is this mechanism in a mind? When you are doing improvisation, everything's fit on its place. But the more you are preparing stuff, thinking about it as potential, you start to build immunity. Like taking the medicine. When you take the medicine, which can heal you, there is a sweet spot when the medicine will not work, because you will rise immunity against the things which healing you. Because deeper inside of ourselves, we need illness, so we can heal ourselves. When we have temperature, you know that temperature is not caused by virus. It is caused by you. Your rising temperature of the body, so you can throw out the virus. Now when you take the medicine, you're building contradiction. You're telling your mind that there is something much more important than the mind itself. You're telling your mind that the mind is not important. The medicine, it's what we are believing. It will heal us. And mind have negative projection toward itself. Sorry, I need to step. The same, almost the same, I believe, is with spiritual. The moment you sit in your asana, trying to enlightenment yourself, what you are speaking to yourself? You're speaking to yourself that you are not enlightenment. But what if you are enlightenment, but you are not aware of it? How much contradiction and paradox you will make. There is two very distinct path in Buddhism. Mahayana Zen and Mahayana Zen in Soto way, slow and the fast one. The slow take all time in the world. It's very nice, you're doing the daily regulation, daily meditation, and you will get it. Rinzai Zen, fast Zen, tell you that you are already enlightenment. And when you say when, just 5 seconds ago. And when you say when, now it is 10. So the moment of enlightenment, it's not a part of a time. When you sit in your asana and when you are doing 30 minutes of dharana or pratyahara, you're thinking that every minute you are more closer to enlightenment, which is out of any question, because enlightenment is category of irrational number. Every number, it's infinitely distance from infinite. So the first minute and billions of minutes, it's the same distance from infinity of enlightenment. You will never reach enlightenment by counting the numbers toward that infinite number, because there are infinite number. You will die counting. There we need to build a quality jump, not quantity, not minutes, not rituals. There is something which we need to experience, which will move us toward success. And that is failure. We need to fail in things. We need to fall off so we can get awareness toward getting up. In this step of getting up is rising our enlightenment. Now somebody will say, but why do you need to step down? Because you are already stepped up. Enlightenment, it's not on 2 feet standing. It is on rising up before you can rise on your both feet. Something about that. I'm just building illustrations. Great work. What is the one of the most profound way of speaking about the meaning of spirituality as something which is by the end of our path? It's not work, it is working. And it is not great, it is deep. We have totally contradiction in understanding of our own occultism. Wrong map, wrong town, wrong direction. So how can we expect to arrive at all when we don't have any precise regulation of our program? And this is exactly why so much people come and ask about astral projection. Because they have failures. Not because they don't know how to do that. I will learn. It is very, very simple. But, when you are trying to ride a bicycle for the first time, you are holding the bike, and the father or mother telling, okay, just keep your wheel straight and push, push, push. But you are not seeing that father or mother is holding a bike from downside. You forgetting about the help, and you are just relaxing, focusing on the forward vision. You are just keeping the wheels going on, and what father and mother is doing, pushing you, giving you momentum that even if you want to fall, the first 2-3 seconds will never let you to fall. In these 2-3 seconds, if you are aware on the frontal vision, keeping the wheels, you will learn how to drive a bike or bicycle. We are saying a bike in Serbian language. So, you need help, but not from the side of guru, teacher. You need help so you can change perspective. You need to change perspective and the way you are working. When you have jazz musician in a concert giving improvisation, and when they finished the concert and everybody was, yo mate, what you are doing, this was so good. Can you give me note when you play? They will say no. I don't know what I played because it was improvisation. So you need to have built a rules like playing instruments so you can improvise not knowing what you are doing. It is like trick, using a trick, very simple trick, playing video games. If you are following exactly what people wanted in video games, you will lose a life. But when you will learn to find an algorithm and patterns, Super Mario is building, every level can be achieved without any lost life. This is exactly what all my teaching and my instructions will be. Now, yes, cheating But we are not cheating enlightenment. We are cheating your sense of failure. We are cheating your strivings toward failure, because your mind don't want you to succeed with this. Because in this realm, your mind have all control toward its own favorite child, to give you the food, to give you the shelter, to give you everything that you want, like mother giving everything for their kid. But when kid got older, the mother will have the same sense of control, even more. Oh, please, my child, don't step away from your mother. Be here in my house. I will give you everything. I will give you food. I will give you sleep. I will give you food. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Don't get enlightenment, because the mind cannot understand what enlightenment is. Precisely why you cannot achieve it in a regular way, in a way of method, vector value, counting from zero toward infiniteness. Your mind wants you to count, because your mind knows that you cannot count toward infiniteness. And giving all these numbers, all these rituals, all these meditations, he knows that you will fail, because there is an infinite number of repetitions. And you will always say, okay, I was good, but tomorrow I will be better. Tomorrow is a place which is never reserved for enlightenment. Enlightenment, it's out of any time schedule. And when you realize that, like aha effect, then you will achieve it. So, this was just some stupid illustration. What about I want to teach you about astral projection, and I always start to talk about enlightenment. This is my old habit. I'm sorry, but without that, even astral projection and all these wonderful visions which you will get, and they are wonderful, don't serve anything. So, okay, you're step out of the body, and now what? What you want to achieve? Yes, I want to talk with the angels, I want to talk with demons. To know what? What you want to know, which you already don't know about yourself. Do you want to know how jealousy you are? Do you know how much stupid you are, ugly you are? You have mirror. There is no angel or demon which can show you reality, which your eyes cannot give you already in the first place. You will see that kind of deceiving. Your mind have particles even in the body of light. Even in lucid dreaming, there is a particles of mind which will divert you all the time. Every minute you will find a byways by which you will just fall from the track. And this is a wonderful mechanism, because every time you will deal with this falling off the track, you will know that there is a possibility that you will reach a final attainment. Because if you are not on a good way, good possibility to attain enlightenment, your mind will never strive to give you push from the track. It will leave you to be in some totally idiot space. But when the mind perceives that you are doing something which is close to that path, the mind will start to work against you. The moment you start doing the ritual, no matter how enthusiastic you are before, the moment in the ritual, everything fall apart. You lose focus, you lose enthusiasm, you start to breathe heavy, the phone is starting to ringing, your father is stepping out, from the rooms saying that there is a fluid in the kitchen, whatever. The universe will start to respond because deep inside of you, you know you don't need a ritual for enlightenment. And that's the painful truth about what we are all doing here. Things don't work, not because we are bad, because these things are not supposed to be used for something so simple, so fucking natural as enlightenment. Imagine that you are doing pentagram rituals and hexagram rituals so your dick can get erection. You will never have erection. You just need to think in your mind on something which has aroused you. While you are doing a pentagram, you are doing totally opposite. And you are concentrating on pentagram and your soldier will become lazy and you will lose erection. Think how much enlightenment and all what we are doing, lucid dreaming, scrying, totally false mechanism. Scrying in a worst scenario, when I was out in a day sunshine with stress, 10 minutes maximum for getting a full vision. In a worst scenario, worst case. Lucid dreaming, from the moment you are awake to the moment you are surrounded by three-dimensional vision, when you can interact 120 seconds, 2 minutes maximum. Sometimes in the first 20 or 30 seconds, everything can be achieved. So, if we are thinking about that, because when I was a kid, I expecting that I need to have a couple of hours of visualization about astral projection, and now I get maybe 10 to 15 minutes, usually in 5. Usually now I can do it in 5 minutes. But what about all other achievement? What about enlightenment? How much smaller percentage of time and bigger percentage of awareness I need to develop? We need a trick, like watching a criminal movie. You need not to watch it from the point of observer of the movie, because director of movie wanted to do that. You need to step out of the movie and to think about the mind of director of criminal movie. And then everything can happen. You can realize that the killer will be the killer which is in the end of the movie. The trick, you need to step out from your perspective. Perspective. This is exactly what we need in astral projection. Now, what we don't need. The most important part of this workshop is this. You don't need visualization. Once again, you don't need visualization. Visualization is the thing which will ruin your astral projection attempt. Anything to do with out-of-body experience, it's primarily rooted in tactile sensation, not in visual one. Visual one will help you to have pets once you get out of the body. But until you are not reaching that point, visualization, it's like taking a line of cocaine before sleep. It will completely ruin your night life. So, once again, visualization, it's the power of visualization. It's something which it's not depending at all on this exercise. Usually, and I will give you a lot of byways tricks and very small, very good exercises which will train your mind to help you in the method itself. So I will speak a lot of things. The truth is you don't need it, but I advise you because it is a perfect example of neurodivisional exercises to help you with brain electricity and changing neuropaths between the left and the right hemisphere of the mind. This is so complex talk that I don't want to waste your time. I will just show you exercises. These exercises is very good for your spiritual life. Very, very good. It is like when you're going to gym, you need to have the first 15 minutes cardio. Now, there is people who don't have cardio, but it will help you the whole process of blood circulation and melting the fat cells. It will help you. So try to do that. Try to minimize the time for your success. And believe me, 15 minutes after some times, you will reach a point when you will have a partial success in 10 to 15 minutes, which will move you and give you enthusiasm. And this is exactly what I want you. Not enthusiasm while you are reading books and talking about everything. No. Try to do that. Try to change the reality of occultism from subjective illusion from the books toward objective reality in your personal life. Now, I don't want you to do this exercise in a perfect outcome. I mean, when you are in your home without anybody, no. Totally the wrong way. I need you to do this exercise, and I will show you later, in each part of your life. When you are driving by bus, when you are waiting a metro, when you are walking and listening to some podcast. If you're doing this, I like to do that. There is a wonderful Spotify podcast all around the world. I'm just using this to put on my ears and circling, and this is good for my health. Perfect timing to do the rituals and everything. When you succeed in transferring the consciousness into your simulacrum or astral body, whatever you want to call, you can do there your rituals and everything that you plan in much more better circumstances. It is like building your hotel and then spending a perfect honeymoon there, not here. So we will talk about later how we can use this thin layer of reality, which is not so much there and not so much here, somewhere between, so we can use it for our much deeper spiritual work as dharana, yoga, meditations, and even rituals. Rituals, while doing in a mind, in a trance state, when you are separated, will give you tremendously better result. Never, ever in your life, when you realize that something is better, you are going exclusively only to that. Don't do that. This doesn't mean that you don't need to do ritual in a physical. No. Never be, only one straight point. You need to be always wide. Never make rules. Never make perfect timing, precise timing, because your mind will build immunity. Remember the medicine. And when mind see a pattern, he will be alert because he will see attention. When you're doing something precisely each day, he will think, oh, Dushan is doing here something. Maybe he wants to be enlightenment. I will fuck him now. Never put patterns. Imagining that you are doing the first time. Imagining that you don't want experience at all. You just want a proof that Dushan it's bullshitting you. You want a proof that Dushan it's telling lies. Nothing more. Nothing more. Okay, give me 10 minutes so I can call Dushan and say, I know that you're a liar, fuck you. This state of mind. Never this. Oh, it is now or never. This is finally my dreaming come true. Now I will be step out of the body and have all things that I yearned for all my life. You are completely predestined to failure before you try. When you try to have erection so much, you will not have erection. And when you don't think about it, in the morning, sometimes you can get erection without anything. So I need this kind of state of mind. Sorry for speaking this liberal, but I don't want to speak about holiness, about some Sephiroth, some hidden paths, Kabbalah, tantric way of speaking, medieval, angel, demons. No, I want to speak in a language that you understand. This is why we have failures, because we don't understand each other. This is the failure in magic, because we don't understand the urge of our selfhood. You want to astral project. Why? Because I want to prove that I am something above material. Why? Do you think this material is upsetting you? But no, it is a limited, because the body will die. So, what is wrong in that? Don't project that success in spiritual will give you liberation. Liberate from what? From what you can be liberated? From sorrow. Sorrow that you invest in your life, constructing your life on lies, on bullshitting. So how can you run away from that? Because your main fault for everything bad in your life. There is no astral projection which can, even if you have another body, you will repeat the same mistake. So then you will ask me how you can project out of astral body, because you make the same mistake. Don't do this projection. Have this knowledge, but more as ability, not as knowledge. Because knowledge is making separation, because there is a people who learned from the books and they are Illuminatis, and there are people who are not doing anything in this life, and we are not enlightenment because of them, because they are main faults of our non-enlightenment state. Forget this. You are the main cause of your failure in spiritual. And astral projection and lucid dreaming, it's the top of this iceberg. Because I can give you visualization and say that you are passing through the purple door, and after that through the blue door, and you will sense energy. Famous sentence in occult world. Yes, I felt energy. Of course you felt energy. You're a living organism. You go to concert of Metallica or Led Zeppelin 30 years ago and you will felt the same energy, but you are not doing any ritual, for fuck's sake. You're living a life with full lungs. So, I'm giving you a small percentage of success and you think, yes, I'm spiritual. But when you are close to astral projection, when you need completely to throw away the way you are doing the occult, you will deal with failure. Because there is no partial success in lucid dreaming. You are either there or not. You cannot fantasy and you cannot visualize that you are in a lucid dream because you need to be there. You don't need to visualize. It will be the same quality of vision like this, because a projection from your brain will start to project pictures on the retina, and it will be the same, even more clearer vision than this. And there is no anybody who can tell you that this is a fantasy. So what I want to teach you, because I lose 1 hour of our presentation not telling you anything. The trick is, I don't know how to say, but 10 minutes of work will give you more precise work, will give you more advancement than the years I lost. My story was, I have very good and either now success in lucid dreaming. I reach some point in a dream that I don't know where is the boundaries of that state. I started to experimenting, and now I'm reaching something which I'm keeping for myself. I don't want to write about it still without so much proof. But from that point, I'm starting. It was, I think, 13, 14 years old, the end of the law school and the beginning in the middle in Serbia. I don't know in your countries, when I started to think that maybe I can change the way I can keep my mind awake after I get up, so I can continue with that trance state and to bring awake projection into my living room, not in the state of a dream. And I gather all billions of repetitions, billions of failures, and from time to time I started to get a wholeness about the method, which I will share with you. There is a two completely different kind of method, and I will be very precise about both of them. I suggest you will first try the first one, and then after you try the second. During the time in my life, sometimes I use the first method, sometimes I use the second. You will see the main difference, because depending on your schedule in life, even if you are, let me say, driving in a metro, you can use the second one. The first one, it's much better when you are at home and when you have time later for writing experience, because the first 10-15 minutes after the first method will be crucial, exactly like the lucid dreaming or any dream. The first 10 minutes you are completely aware of a dream. After 10 minutes, no matter how much you are convinced that dream will be clear, in a half an hour you will forget everything. Sometimes because I have all time this experience, sometimes I just skip writing in this first 10 minutes. I go to wash my teeth, to make breakfast, thinking everything will be clear. I even forget that I have lucid experience at all. I'm just forgetting about to write something. I just go to work to pick my daughters from kindergarten, and that's it. So don't fall to this deadly mistake, not writing as soon as you finish experience. Even all other experience in occult world, rituals, first 10 minutes are crucial. If you have nothing to write about it, then you need to write. I don't have nothing to write it. I hate myself because I don't feel anything, and you will start to see some hatefulness in you, and you will start to write something about it, and then it is. You're writing from nothing about something. It is very precise to write about this urge, not to write anything, and it will be a start of a very wonderful movie. Now, this is, how to say, theoretical, which I don't like, but I need this part of a workshop tell you what kind of things you need to see in all this place. And let me say, if you want 5 to 10 minutes break to make some coffee and everything, and then we are going toward completely practical approach how you can do all this. So if you are okay with that, 10 minutes to fresh yourself, have shit, have piss, whatever, and 10 minutes we are go back into more practical stuff. Okay, see you.